Well, welcome to Wednesdays. With your little wink. We're jamming with Jimmy. We didn't have anything up last week. It was like a busy week for both of us last week.
Slammed. I had to go to the property. We were selling the house. And so
his neighbor must want to get rid of him as quickly as he wants to get rid of him.
No, that's the funniest part was, it's no secret. I'm seriously, am I not like I am here everywhere? Yeah. So I'm not like, it's not like I'm a jerk. You know what I mean? It's like,
not all the time.
Not all the time. But for some reason, we don't, and it's not just me, it's everybody, the kids, everybody. Nobody in the neighborhood gets along. Like, not even with other people.
It's not like our neighborhood. My neighborhood, like
your really neighborhood, everyone talks to each other. Like, even
we get invited to everybody's parties and everything.
Yeah, our neighborhood, it's like if you even, hey, how you doing? They just look at you like, who the hell do you think you're waving at? You know, that's my neighborhood. So there's been 3 or 4 times where I've lost my cool.
No, not Jimmy.
And screamed and, got into arguments with neighbors. So the minute they, I'm like, that's it. We're selling the house. Because the way the economy is right now, I get the best deal for the house. So we'll just sell the house right now. So you would think, so the neighbors are like, I would cut the lawn and they would cut the lawn. Like everyone was working on let's get him out of here. It almost felt like that. Like, let's clean our house up so his house looks good and he can leave. It almost felt like that. So
he's so loved.
And I don't care. So I heard the neighbor next door, he started cutting the lawn and his wife yelled at him, "Why are you cutting the lawn? Just because their house is for sale?" That's all Samantha actually heard that, and then, she told me. So, the funny story is, Samantha has this thing where if you find a dime, like a random dime laying around.
Your dad found a quarter yesterday.
There's nothing to do with the story. Cool. But if you see a random dime, like if you went and cleaned the living room.
Okay.
And then you walked back through and there was a dime there.
Okay.
And there wasn't a dime there when you cleaned the living room.
Okay.
That is a loved one that passed away saying hello.
Okay.
That's her thing. I call, but that's her
I think
thing.
you just didn't see it the first time you went through.
That's what I think. But, so anyways.
But when a cardinal comes to visit you, that is definitely a relative. That's definitely a relative.
How do you know?
I just know. It's a cardinal. It's okay, go ahead with your story.
Okay, so anyways. So I was cleaning the garage, and I just happened, and I know I sweat. Like, not only did I sweep the whole garage, I took my blower and blew the garage out.
And you found $1 in dimes.
No, you guys are ruining my story. So then, I went back to do something, and I was walking by one of the area, and there was a dime there. So I picked it up, and she was cleaning something on the porch. And so I called her into the garage, and I put the dime on the counter, and I went, "Hey, look what I just found." And she goes, "Oh, that's kind of cool." And I go, "I'll tell you what." I go, "I'm going to put this dime here. This is for all of our relatives that have passed away, and I'm going to ask them to help sell the house." And she goes, "All right." So she, jokingly, looks at it. She's like, "Help us," and turns around and walks away. I am not kidding you. Couldn't have been 30 seconds later, this guy pulls up in front of the house, and he peeks out the window, and he says, "Excuse me." He goes, "You don't mind if I park here and look at your house, because my wife is one of the showings that you have tomorrow. I can't make it, so she told me just to drive by and look at the house." And I go, "Hey, if you want to come in, I could show you right now. You can come in the house." And he goes, "All right, I'll come in." So walked around the house, and he absolutely loved it. He's like, "Oh, this is cool." And he literally reminded me of me. He was 30 years old. But
You're not 30. He's not 30.
But he's in construction. He's got younger kids. And, and he's like, "Oh, I'm just trying to get a better house." You know what I mean? Right. How you get a feel is "Oh, that's how I was at 30. So he's like, "Well, I'm going to tell her to put an offer on the house because I like it." I go, "I hope you're right. Good luck, So the next day came by. We had 2 showings that day. That was Friday Friday. Was it Friday or Saturday? It was one of the days, Friday. And so all day Friday I was at work and I kept thinking to myself, I'm like, I want that guy to get, I don't know if it's just because I met him and talked to him
Right.
or if it was just, So I got home and I told Samantha and I go, okay, let's just make a deal. I go, it's not like it's that much money because some of it's going to go to the real estate agents
Right.
when they make all theirs. But let's just say if it's within $5,000, no matter what, we give it to this guy. And she's like, all right. Because, when you're talking that much money,
Right.
it's like $5,000,
Yeah.
So she's like, okay. So then it came back to where we got 2 offers for the house, same day. And by the time you worked out, one offer seemed like $30,000 more.
Right.
But if you went by the appraisal of the house, then they were within $5,000.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So it was like $4,600. And I looked at her and I go, we said within $5,000. She goes, we did. I go, no, we can't let karma from that dime. It's like, so she's like, okay. So then that's the one we went with. And then we signed everything yesterday.
Was it him though?
It was him.
Oh, it was him.
So he ended up with the house.
There you go.
So now we got to frame a dime.
So you got to frame the dime.
Yep.
Well, we buried a St. Joseph statue.
Oh, she did that too. She's got all that.
Well,
And the one day I came home, she had another saint burning with a candle somewhere. I forgot which
they
one.
help. They help.
That's what she says.
There you go. So now he gets to move on to building his home
And renting.
and renting. Yes.
But I don't have to pay taxes.
True, but then you can't claim it on your income tax. Or you can't claim it
Well, you
anyway.
can't really claim it anyway.
I can. I pay enough interest.
Yep. So then we found a couple places, and the one I would prefer is like 7 minutes away from the property, so that works out to where.
Oh, that'll be good.
And it has beach. Not that I'll ever be on it. But
Jimmy's not much for going to the. You went all the time when you were growing up, but not so
yeah,
much now.
not. If I go to the beach now, like when I go on vacation, I'm on vacation. I'm not like, how people go on vacation and they're like, hey, let's go see this. Hey, I'm not working. I'm sitting here.
You could do that at home. Why go somewhere and pay all that money just to sit?
Because I don't know the people around me.
But even when he was looking at showing his house, the people that caused all of his, his neighbors.
Oh, they
behind
weren't
him,
even out. So
didn't.
I got lucky. Like if that guy if I would have had Noah behind me out,
Because Jimmy was out there yesterday smoking a cigarette, and the guy started yelling.
and I wasn't even mad. Normally I'd flip out. I looked at her, she goes, you're not flipping out? I go, no, I only got to deal with this idiot for 6 more weeks. It's funny because you know how there's the people that will try to discipline their kids, but
Yeah.
they have no action, so it's never
Right.
like if I looked at David and went, hey, you better knock it off, or he
Right.
knows something's going to happen if he doesn't.
Right.
These kids behind me, he'll be like, that's it. If you don't stop crying, you're going in the house. And we just laugh and go, no, they're not.
Or like, I'm going to count to 3. 1,
Yeah.
2, 2 1/4.
Yeah. No, he
2
doesn't.
1/2.
He doesn't do those. But the kids will literally, he's like, come in the house. No. And I'm like, okay, that's where, you're getting grabbed by the neck and something's happening. But no, I'm serious. You got to come in. No. Then
How
it's
old
just
are these
quiet.
kids?
They're like 3 and 4.
Oh, wow.
It's like, could you picture David like, hey, David, come here, going, no. There'd be thumping.
David has most of his Amazon packages delivered here to the house. I don't know if I told you
Yes.
this one, but he had most. Did I tell you this story? About his,
Oh, I knew he had the Amazon package.
Oh, because with the unit he lives in, there's some shady people.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but some. And so he doesn't trust them just because Amazon just leaves it on your porch and
Right.
it'd be all exposed. So he always has stuff delivered here. Well, he's in the process of pimping out his ride.
Yes.
He has put a lot of money into his truck. He's put like decals on. Like I told your dad yesterday, if he ever was in an accident, like a hit and run accident, not that David ever would be,
Right.
but I mean, if he ever was in a hit and run accident, they would say, oh, the guy hit his car all souped up. It looks like this. It's got this little emblem.
Yep.
Because he took like the little Ford F-150 emblems off the side, the chrome ones, and now he's got like a black and red, because red is his favorite color.
Yes.
So he's got black and red little emblems, and on the back he's got the
F-150's all red.
red, and then he bought like a little antenna that looks like a bullet that for his antenna.
Yeah.
That looks like a bullet. But anyway, so he came by it the other day, and he had his one package. He had the little bullet thing delivered here, and he wanted Jim to help him put the antenna on because he wasn't sure exactly how to do it. So he said, well, I'm going to go get my truck washed first, and then when I get back, we can do it. So Jim says, okay. So then, David left. He was gone a little. He wasn't going to come right back, but he was gone a little while. And then some lady knocks on the front door, and she said, I found this package laying over on the street. I think it must have fallen off the UPS truck because it had your address on it. It was kind of beat up because it had fallen in the middle of Sass. And so I thought, because our Amazon drivers, we have some that drive in an actual Amazon truck, but some of our stuff gets delivered from FedEx and some gets delivered from UPS. But the ones in my neighborhood, they're pretty they just toss it. They don't really care. So Jim was looking at it and he says, you know what? I think Amazon sent him another package exactly like the one he's got. And I says, well, he'll probably just sell it on eBay then, knowing David. He's always selling stuff on eBay. And so David gets back and he was all bummed because, I don't know if he was bummed or whatever, if he knew that, but your dad says, well, you got this package. And David says, oh my gosh, I thought I lost that forever because when I was going out to the truck, I was trying to get some stuff and I put it on the back of my tonneau cover and I drove off. So was sitting at we've seen people that. It was like the cup on top of the car.
I have a hanger that's been on my truck tonneau cover for 7 days now.
Why don't you take it off?
Because I want to see how long it lasts.
Oh.
It's only a plastic one, so it's not going to do anything.
Your dad the one time was doing something on the back of his truck or maybe it was the van, but he had his tonneau, not tonneau covers, channel locks sitting on there. We were driving everywhere. We got home and they were still sitting there. But I'm sure, how many times have you driven and you see something and you think, hey, and you try to catch up to, well, at least I do, try to catch up to them in that. But so he got, he was lucky that the lady was so honest.
He'll leave the job site at break or lunch to get something, and every time, because he parks right next to me, he'll back up and I'll honk the horn and he'll look and I'll just go like this because we put our hard hats on top of the tonneau cover, and he'll put his hard hat on top of the as he's going, he'll take it off, put it on there, get in the car and go. I'm like, you're leaving, why would you put it up there?
Does he get another one or is he still using your dad's? He lost his other one. Well, he didn't lose it.
He left it. Yeah.
When David cleans his room, he just throws everything away.
Yeah. No, he has a Bluestone one.
Oh, so he owes your dad's. He probably lost it.
He probably
sat
lost
in the back of the truck and probably flew off.
Yep, probably.
But he cleaned his room the other day and he says, it really pays to clean my room. I found 3 Amazon gift cards. So who knows how long he's even had the Amazon gift cards.
His room's usually pretty clean though.
I know, that was surprising. David's pretty. Danny, remember how fanatical Danny was?
Oh, that was comical.
Danny cleaned. He had a black carpet in his room that showed every little bit of dirt. And we told him before he picked it out that that was going to happen, but he wanted a black carpet. And but he cleaned that room every day.
Vacuumed it every day.
It was always spotless.
Just like my room.
No. Jimmy slept. Jimmy wanted to be in that was Jimmy's room originally, and then when my mother moved in with me, Christy moved up into Danny's room. Danny moved over into Jimmy's room, and then Jimmy wanted to be down the basement. I don't know why. It was harder for you to get out of the house. At that point, I don't think he really cared.
I didn't care at that point. I was, I just walk out the front door at that point.
I guess. Well, I'm trying to think. Yeah, you would have been 20. Yeah, because Grandma moved in, in 92.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you would have been 20.
Yeah, that was.
So he didn't really care.
Although, it's not a proud story, but it is funny looking back story. So do you remember
any of your stories proud stories?
No, well, yes, but not this one.
Oh, okay.
So then after Grandma, I think she moved in with Denise.
They bought a house together.
After that? She lived with us?
Oh, yeah, no, she lived with us and then she moved in with Denise.
But I'm talking on Thornton.
No, in Thornton she always lived with us and then she moved with us here.
She must have been upstairs then. No, she was upstairs.
She was upstairs.
Because I had the little room.
She moved downstairs after a while.
Yeah, so I had the little room, and I had my genius idea was I'll just get a pull-out couch. Remember that?
Yeah.
Now, I was 21, going to the bar, having fun. But the room was so small that you could pull out the couch, and when you came home, you just took 2 steps in the door and
into the bed.
And you're into the bed. Well, I forgot to pull the bed out. Do you remember this? Yes. And went to the bar and got bad. And I remember Kevin going, "Do you want me to help you into your room? I'm like, I got this, man. I'm sure I was quiet about it too.
Yeah, real quiet.
And so I took my 2 steps to the room, right down to the ground, and I was out cold. Didn't wake up till the next day.
I wondered why he was sleeping on the floor. Why are you on the floor? Oh, the adventures we had with Jimmy.
Oh, there was some good ones. Yeah, that's all I can think of for today.
This is a short one for you, 15.
Yeah, 15 minutes. What else was there? I know we've already told the story about Danny almost running you over with the car. It's the only time I've seen you run.
Yeah, I'm not. I'd love to be a runner, but no. I don't think we ever told that story. Yeah, I was running that day. He thought he had it in reverse.
I can still see you. Just, wow!
I don't know how he didn't hit me. I really don't know how he didn't hit me. Because he was just learning how to drive, and I was standing in the thing, and he was not just learning. He had his license. I don't think
he had his permit.
Permit.
Yeah.
And he wanted to back the car out and park it on the street. That was it.
Yeah.
And so I said fine. And so he went to pull the car out, but instead he had it in reverse, and then he stopped for some reason because he was pulling it out of the garage.
Yeah.
And then when he went to put it back in, instead of putting it in gear in reverse, he put it in drive, and he was aiming right at me. Because he was looking behind to see where he was going as the car was going forward. I thought, oh my gosh. I ran like a... Oh.
You did. You were moving.
I moved. So when people say, I don't think I could run that fast. Oh, trust me.
You can.
You can run if you had to. You really could. But yeah, no. It was... I had adventures with all my kids. I really did. Not so much...
Although, you know what, and you haven't made it, thank God. And I know it was because I was sick, but every time I think of the homemade pizza.
I make homemade pizza all the time.
I know, but I can't eat your homemade pizza because I got sick, probably because I had the flu or something, but now all you associate with it.
Right.
So if you even threw that down, I'd probably be like...
That's like when David was living with me, and Jim was up north. Hunting or something, and we went to a family member who will be nameless, went to a party that they were having, and David and I both ate, and we got home, and we weren't feeling good on the way coming home, and we were violently ill for the next 24 hours. We should have went to the emergency room, but we couldn't stay away from the bathroom long enough between the diarrhea and the vomiting, and thankfully we had 2 bathrooms. We were so sick. And then the next day when I would call a couple other people, there was more than one.
Really?
There was more than one. And said person is having a party soon. I don't plan on eating. Because, like you said, maybe it wasn't food. Well, too many people got sick for it not to be food poisoning.
Right.
But it's just I have it in my mind that
Ooh, you gotta tell me when the video is over.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, because it was bad. It was really, really, I don't know how we made it home. The only other time that I had food poisoning was one time when your dad and he was working in Bell River. And we had gone out bowling the night before, and we had ate at the restaurant at the bar at the bowling alley.
Well, there's your first mistake.
Yeah. And I had woke up during the night sicker than a dog. And I just didn't know what it was. And then he had to come home from work because he was sick, and we only had 1 bathroom. But thankfully, it was timed perfectly that we could, just as one was leaving, the other one was going in, and then back and forth. That was the worst feeling. I don't know if you've ever had food poisoning. It's not the same as the flu.
It's not.
It's not the same as the flu at all. It's just really bad. So I'm very careful about when I go. Even now, I don't eat food if it's been sitting out too long. I won't eat food if it's been in the refrigerator too long. Your dad will eat something like a week later.
Twice
You're still eating that? I use tinfoil. Still bad.
You ever see the Weird Al video? I'll send it to you later.
No. Anyway.
All
right, Jimmy's got to go.
Yep.
It's time for him to get moving.
Yep.
We couldn't do his thing last Wednesday because...
Surveyor.
No, golf.
Well, surveyor.
Oh, yeah, we went on Wednesday.
And then Wednesday golf.
Yeah, Wednesday golf. I forgot about that. So, it's like... Anyway, so if you're new to our channel, comment,
subscribe,
share. We're doing also another one. Ask us anything. On Tuesdays, if we don't have a tag, we're going to do an Ask Us Anything. But if we do have a tag on Tuesdays, then our Ask Us Anything will be on a Thursday. So you might see
So we're
them
gonna have a
3
Wednesday
days.
and a Thursday.
But we'll definitely have a Tuesday tag if a Tuesday tag comes about.
True.
But then the other ones would be bonus. But if there's no tag on Tuesdays, we'll have it. All that being said, if you have any questions for either one of us,
Yep. Anything.
ask us anything.
Yeah.
We'll answer just about anything.
I will answer just about anything, inappropriate or not. It doesn't matter.
Well, try not to be inappropriate.
Just wait for the answer.